Hey, hello everyone, I'm Hypeplay and welcome back to my channel. And also, I'm making again another guide for 300 heroes. So for today's guide, I'll be making guide for Ichigo Kurosaki from anime Bleach. So Ichigo is not like a common character that I usually see people use. Maybe some do use it, but not like that often. It's like 30% maybe people use Ichigo. So I hope in this guide I can help you for Ichigo. And also Ichigo is really unique on its playstyle. And also if you are playing Ichigo, the number one thing you need to have is a good connection. That's basically it. So before I jump more deeply, let's get into it. Okay, now we're inside the game. So now I need to explain Ichigo passive skill. So Ichigo passive is really simple, which I really love about Ichigo's passive. It's called flash steps. So after Ichigo casts Getsuga Tenshou, his movement speed increased by 700% for 0.2 seconds. So this is really straightforward. But the thing about the flash step, it doesn't quite explain you. It just gives you flash steps, but it doesn't explain how to do it. Basically, that's pretty much it. So okay, that is basic. That's the passive skill of Ichigo. Now we move on to the first skill, which is called Getsuga Tenshou. So this is a really unique skill for Ichigo. It's the same like in the anime. By the way, really good anime Bleach. I love it. I think I watched the entire episode, which is awesome. Okay, so the first skill, you can see it has an arrow, and basically Ichigo will cast Getsuga Tenshou, or let's just say a projectile, to that particular area. There you go. That's Getsuga Tenshou. That's basically it. Now, if we read the passive, it has movement speed increased by 700%. So it doesn't quite explain, except for the flash step. How do you use the flash step? So when you cast the first skill, which is Getsuga Tenshou, you Q left click and then right click. You can pretty much use the flash steps. Kind of goes like this. See? So I refresh again. Q left click and then right click. So this skill is really good for Ichigo because Ichigo doesn't use any mana, which is really kind of, I think, like OP or fantastic. So you can pretty much maneuver with the first skill any way you want. This is the beauty of Ichigo's first skill. Oops, sorry. Which is Getsuga Tenshou, which is really good. So you can pretty much use this to chip some damage. Let's just say like, oh my god, there's an enemy there, but I want to chip damage but keeping my distance. Okay, you can do that. Chip, go back. You skill again, and you move back. That's the power of the flash step with the first skill. And also the first skill can also trigger critical hits and also life steal, right? Okay, which is really good, but may trigger, so it has maybe like a percentage to it. I don't know like the numbers, but you can read it pretty much right here. So that is the first skill. The second skill is called Chiretsu Hogeki. So this skill, you can see in Ichigo's, there is like a circle. That's the area of effect, or AoE. So this skill is really straightforward skill. It's just like Ichigo will hit his sword into the ground and also making the enemy fly. Basically, that's pretty much how it is. So if I put up enemy puppet right here, I press the second skill. That's pretty much what the skill does. That's pretty much it. But the thing about the second skill, it's really great to give some extra time to like stun the enemy, or if there is like particular enemy hero who has like a channeling capabilities. Let's just say like Marisa's ultimate, Marisa Kirisame's ultimate. You can use this skill to cancel it, while at the same time giving some time to stun the enemy a bit, because it sends the enemy flying while also dealing damage. So this is like a really straightforward skill. So that is the second skill. So now we move on to the third skill, which is called Tembu Renjin. Tembu Renjin is a skill that basically Ichigo will slash his sword up in the front, like slash while dealing damage, and also block projectiles basically. Yeah, it can negate projectile skills. So this is depending on how you use it, this can be really lifesaver in some certain situations. So if you press skill, you can pretty much like pick an area where you want to a skill to be casted at the same, and when you time it right, the projectile can be negated by the third skill. So this is really good. It cannot negate tower hits, only like projectiles from enemy hero skills or like enemy hero items. It can like make the skill disappear basically, something like that. So you can use this to guard yourself or to like protect your friends if you are in the way of your friend who is being thrown by something basically. So this is really great. Now we move on to the ultimate, which is called holification. This skill is really straightforward. Holification means Ichigo will go hollow. It's the same like in the anime series. So if I press the ultimate, you can see Ichigo is having the mask on, and the skill of the 1, 2, 3 is the same except for the ultimate one. So the skill now changes to getsuga tenshou. Whichever key you press, the Q, W, E, it will be the exact same thing. So it has something to do with an item which is special for Ichigo. It's kind of hard to discuss it, but and also if you press the ultimate one more time after you cast the ultimate, it kind of ends the skill, but it sends like a huge giant getsuga tenshou. That's basically it. So a big tip, if when you use this ultimate, don't use the extra R ultimate again. You need to wait until the time is really low and then you cast it, because I will explain the combo later. The one more thing about the ultimate, you can pretty much like this, go like this, go like this. So this is a really cool skill for Ichigo to use, bro. This is where Ichigo shines. So that's pretty much it. Now I will discuss about Ichigo's items. So alright, I'll be going right here. Now the first thing is Ichigo is a DPS character. So depending on, I mean, he can be built in a different way. So depending on what do you want for him is really important here. So in my opinion, if you want some extra health for Ichigo, the first item should be what's it called here? Sprinting boots, because it gives 300 extra life, which is really good. And also you can go for the sprinting boot max if you want some extra health. So this is where you need to take note here basically. Okay, but the build that I usually like to build for the first item for Ichigo is Swift Boots right here. Now, Swift Boots doesn't give what is it called, like extra stats. It's just like basic movement speed basically. You can see it right here. It has a unique passive to it. Increase movement speed by 12% and is disabled by attacks for 5 seconds. So you have 50% base movement and also increase movement by 12%. So this is basically the uniqueness of these shoes, but there's two upgraded version of these boots depending on what you like. This is what I usually like to build. If you want to go for stealth shoes, it can make Ichigo invisible, or you can go with shaded wings basically. Shaded wings is like a boots of travel in Dota 2. So depending on the situation, you can pretty much pick whichever one you like to build. But I usually go for stealth boots right here. But it doesn't give extra stats, but it gives buff from the item, which can make Ichigo invisible, which is really useful sometimes. Like give some extra yeah, you know, like some extra if I want to escape or something. That's basically it for the first item. This is what I usually like to build. But if you have any like other thoughts of Ichigo's build, well, you can go for a sprinting boots. This is also fine. or you can pretty much go for which was it again, this surging shoes, surge cloth shoes. This is also really good. It has 10% cooldown reduction, 20 life regeneration per 5 seconds, and 50 base movement speed. And there's like an increased life recovery if you want to go for like extra cooldown reduction, and also while having life recovery. So this is like an option for the first item for Ichigo, but personally I go for this one. So the second item that I would like to build is via Expugnatio. There we go. This is like a must-have item for Ichigo in my opinion, because it has 20% cooldown reduction and also 5% movement speed. Rips the enemies when dealing physical damage. Reduce the target armor by 5% for 5 seconds. Stacks to 5 level. This is really good, and has increased movement speed by 50%. This is kind of okay. Now the next item that I really like to build is called this one, Assassin Sleeve Sword. Assassin Sleeve Sword gives 10% cooldown reduction, but it gives extra power for the skill for the the first, second, and third skill. So this is kind of a good item for Ichigo to have, but at the same time it also have a unique passive, which there's a channeling, and then it can make like Ichigo invisible a bit, but only if staying idle. But if you move, it's cancelled. So this is a really good, yeah, like to hide yourself as a safe item. This is also really good. So the next item that I would really like to build is Blood Prince. Blood Prince is because, well, it has 10% cooldown reduction, and also gain 1 tier of marks every 0.5 seconds when fighting heroes. Each tier marks increase the damage you deal by 1%, stacking up to 10%. That means 10%, let's just say 10% extra damage, which is really great. And also the next item that I would like to build for Ichigo is Double Rose Guns. So the Double Rose Guns is, of course, it has attack speed, because attack speed I think is kind of good for Ichigo's right click in my personal opinion. And also it has a Demon Breaker, which is a plus 25% armor penetration, which is really good. And also you have like you deal damage while causing the targets to be seriously injured for 3 seconds. So yeah, this is like shattering the enemy's armor in a way, but like just for a couple of seconds, but it's good if you keep continuous damage to it. So this is what I really like to build. And also the last item is I usually buy BKB here. BKB here is called Nice Staff B. So BKB here has like 2 versions of it. You can pretty much see here you have the Nice Staff B and the Nice Staff B. Okay, now the difference is if you go Nice Staff P, it gives 50% attack speed. You can see pretty much here. But if you go with the B, it gives 10% life regeneration. That's basically it. So I go with life regeneration because it's really, I think, good in my opinion. Well, extra life. Or you can choose the Nice Staff P for 50% attack speed, is also great in my personal opinion. So basically this is the standard build for Ichigo, guys. This is a standard build, but at the same time I know Ichigo is kind of squishy here in my personal opinion. But if you want to like sacrifice some items depending on the build, because Ichigo is a DPS, well, you can add blazing armor here if you really want. And also if you are like for this is for the physical defense, you can go for blazing armor or phoenix plumage. This is also good, but depending on the situation, you can pretty much choose like which item you want to sacrifice. But BKB you must have, because Ichigo is like a frontline hero. I mean, not all the time, but having some extra protection item here is really good for Ichigo, which I like in my personal opinion. So that's pretty much it. If you want some physical defense, go blazing armor or phoenix plumage. You can sacrifice any item that you really like. You can just experiment it however you want. Because if I explain it, it kind of takes a long time to the video will be long, but I cut it short right here. So if you have if you want to have Ichigo with a little bit of extra magic defense, you can go for AT field, or if you want to be like cheeky, you can go with Reiji Maigo. This is like an item which can make you resurrect, give you some extra life. So yeah, that's basically the item for Ichigo. Now there is one special item for Ichigo which is called Face Breaker right here. So I'll just give a demonstration. Let's just say I'll sell my BKB. I'll buy this item. So this item is the special item for Ichigo. So this item, so first I'll just sell it to give you some demonstration. So if you press the ultimate, basically the first, second, and third skill will go with getsuga tenshou, right? That's it's really straightforward. But if you buy the mask, the face breaker, now when you have the mask, if you use the ultimate, the first and second and third skill will be the exact same, but the function will change. So skill, left click, automatically cast getsuga tenshou. Skill, left click, automatically cast getsuga tenshou. Skill, left click, automatically cast getsuga tenshou. So that is the difference when you have the face breaker item. Instead of using it like spamming without the mask, so with the mask you can use the first and second and third skill, which are the same like the normal skill, but the getsuga tenshou will be automatically casted. So this is like a personal reference according to what you want. If you want to go with the face breaker, it is okay. If you don't want, it's also okay. But at the end of the day, this can give some good advantage on certain situations. But I don't normally see people buy face breaker, but it's more like a situational item. But for me, I don't use face breaker that often, so I just replace it with the BKB. Alright, so now those are the items for Ichigo. Now I'll be explaining Ichigo's combos. So Ichigo's combos comprises of the first, second, and third skill. So it kind of goes like this, like first skill, second, and the third skill. That's the basic combo for Ichigo. So it's really it's like the most common skill. So you can use that particularly every single time if you want to chip up some extra damage, or if you want to harass. So the next combo is following the ultimate. So depending on how you play Ichigo, you can pretty much like a freestyle. You want to go right here, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Basically like that. That's the combo of Ichigo. So that's basically it. That's my personal opinion on how I build my Ichigo. So it can be different from people to people, and also certain situations it requires you to build some different items, because if I explain a lot of items, my video will be like super long, maybe like 30 minutes, but this is already for too long for the video. But I think that's basically it. If you have any questions, just leave in the comments down below. And thank you for watching my video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the notification button so you don't miss any video of my guides. And I'm Diego Hypeplay. See you next time.